Hi there guys, this is DCRS here, and I'll be doing a video today on the Masked Heroes for July 2014. Well, it's not an actual deck profile because, well, I'm still missing some cards. Well, I technically finished the whole deck, yes, but I decided to actually make this type of video for YJoePro just to discuss about the July 14 format and about how heroes will stand in the current meta. Now, as you can see, I run the Fire and Ice Hands in this build. Heroes have a tough time keeping up with its current state because of how fast the format has gotten, and heroes, they're a little bit behind. They work really well in a slower format without Stratos, but without Stratos, it's really hard to keep track of the speed of the format. Knowing Medolchis, Constellas, and all those type of things that can very annoy heroes in a way. But yeah, I'll explain what the cards I put in for the deck profile. As you can see, I've run 3 Neos Alias, 2 Fire and Ice Hands, 3 Neos Aliases, 3 Bulbman, sorry. I don't run Oceans anymore because it's a bit slower now and you don't really need Ocean that much in the deck. And Thunder King, well, it's okay, but at the same time, Thunder King doesn't really stop a lot of good plays. It's good in as high deck card now, but in the main deck, I don't see it being that used that often unless unless your opponent XD summons a lot. But yeah, 3 Emergency Calls, 2 Rotors because it's gone 2 now, 1 Mind Control, 3 Miracle Fusions, 1 Dark Hole, 3 Mystical Space Typhoons, 1 Book of Moon, 3 Mask Changes, 2 Forbidden Lands, 1 Poly Dwell. No, I don't run Poly Dwelling this. Super Poly I do run. 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 Miracles. You can exchange it with 3 or 2 depending on what you want to do. I choose 2 Miracles because Dimensional Prison is going to be much more useful in the July format because of Shaddolls and all the, well, any type of meta deck that cannot be destroyed by card effects. So Dimensional Prison takes the big bait out of it, or big chunk out of the meta. And Breakthrough Skill is going to be an important card in the format, so I run 2. You can run, I recommend 2 to 3 Breakthrough Skills because Breakthrough Skill definitely will be a staple for the July onwards format because of Shaddolls and all those type of meta decks. 1 Compulse and 1 Solemn Warning. I don't run Torrential in this because Torrential won't do that well for the July-ish meta, whatever. But yeah, that's what I run. Torrential's not going to be that useful as well. For the fusions, Nova Master, 2 Shinings, 2 Acids, 1 Esquado, 2 Absolute Zeros, Vapor, Gaia, I was about to say Goku, no, don't run Goku in this. Blade Armor Ninja, 101, Excalibur, Evil Swarm, Exciton Knight, and Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is going to be a major player in the next format because of card effects activating the grave and stuff like that. Abyss Dweller has always been a MVP of the extra deck, and so is 101. Side deck, it's all up to your decision, but player's preference. But I chose to run False Dinos because there's going to be a lot of spam special summoning. Maxis for spam special summoning. These 2 are really good cards for stopping special summoning. DD Crows because we all hate the graveyard effects. Super Poly because of a good side deck card. Dimensional Fissure. You want to banish as much as you can. Shaddolls and all those type of cards that activate in the graveyard. Or, sent to graveyard you don't want activating. Straight Flush. Now, this is a card I will talk about later. It's going to be very, very important for the meta, and since it's going to be a very back row heavy format. So, yeah, I'll talk about it in a few minutes after a few seconds after I finish the deck profile. Soul Drain. Soul Drain is going to be a very very meta-based card because a lot of things activate in the graveyard thanks to Life Spawns and all those things. So it's going to be a very, very good card. And also, I don't know, let's see, Shadow's activate in the graveyard as well. They start chains, so Shadow's a good card to side against for soldiering. Rivalry, anything that's rogue deck based, so you pretty much say Rivalry to no. It doesn't really affect the hands because they activate in the graveyard and also you set them normally. And Debunk is going to be a major card in the format, so 2 debunks. It's everything that activates in the hand or in the graveyard. You don't want things to activate in the graveyard, so this is very graveyard heavy meta based siding. So that's what I think. Now, the card I was talking about, Full House and Straight Flush. Oh wait, Straight Flush and Full House. This card I've listed in the results. Full House and Straight Flush. These 2 cards are going to be very, very good for the next format because, well, for July-ish format, because of the set 5 back row. Everything's going to be like Evil Swarms and better because you're going to have, well, up from July 2014 onwards, July 14th, 2014 onwards, you will, well, everyone will start off with 5 cards in their hand for the first turn, and if they don't have a good hand, they're probably either going to be bluffing and set 5 and pretend they're like artifacts, or do whatever. But if you go first and you have Straight Flush in your hand, and you set it, and your opponent, during your opponent's turn, they have nothing, and they set 5, try to bluff you, or do something like that, or activate a card, and you can chain Straight Flush and nuke your opponent's back row. Because this card says, activate only when all of your opponent's spell and trap card zones are occupied. Does not include the field spell zone, so don't mistake it for the field spell zone. Destroy all cards in your opponent's spell and trap zones. So yeah, this card going to be very, 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 very good for the next format. So I recommend picking up Straight Flushes as quickly as possible because it's going to be a pretty good card in my opinion. And for Full House, same thing, but it depends. Not many decks usually in the, well, January, no, not January, July-ish, well, Duelist Alliance onwards, not sure if they're going to play tanky or anything like that because of Shadows and all those. Full House is going to be very, it's okay, but it's not exactly the best. Considering July 14th onwards, you can only start with 5 cards in your hand for the starting turn. So Full House, it will depend. Mostly it's good. These cards are used for siding, so in my opinion, Full House is not that good. But Straight Flush, definitely a must in a way, or a recommended side deck choice. So Straight Flush, I'm talking about a lot, but Straight Flush definitely is going to be need a lot, and it doesn't have to be face down. It can be face up. Even basically, if your opponent sets 4, and they activate a spell trap card in their unoccupied zone, you can change Straight Flush to it, and when your opponents, well, basically they'll have all cards in their spell and trap card zone used up, so you can change Straight Flush to their activated card in their free zone, and you can wipe out all the spell trap card zone in one turn. And yeah, it's a very, very powerful card. So Straight Flush definitely needed when you're playing in a heavy Mirror Force and Dimensional Prison format, because Dimensional Prison is going to be very, very, very handy, very, very useful for July onwards, because they unlimited the Dimensional Prisons and Mirror Force. So they're going to be very dangerous, I guess you could say. It's going to be a very back row dangerous format from then on, because of Goyogun coming back. Well, Straight Flush pretty much solves its problem in a way. But yeah, this is going to be my deck profile on Masked Heroes for July 14th onwards. I will make the real deck profile soon. Well, in real life deck profile soon. I just figuring out what to do with. I'm still editing around with the Masked Hero deck for July 14th onwards, but this is a up-to-date version of what I will be making, and but also editing at the same time. So I'm not exactly completed. It's not exactly completed yet, but this is what I'm thinking of doing for July 14th onwards. Well, July 14th format. So yeah, this is DCR0, and I hope you enjoyed my deck profile. This is DCR0 signing out. Bye.